Just curious about the depth on the defensive line. What are you seeing and how that could possibly benefit, particularly when you're facing kind of more physical teams like Penn State, just having a number of guys that can play a number of snaps?
I think we got a lot of depth at the D-line, every position to end, to nose, to tackle. And just having that depth, like you said, with very aggressive teams, just so we'd be able to get fresh guys in and get that rotation going. So no matter who we put on the field, they could do what they do and they're fresh.
All right, Dylan, then John.
Hey, Demarcus. A lot of guys have talked about just the impact Javon Swan has had since coming here. I guess what have you seen from him that kind of made him kind of make such a splash since being here?
It definitely has to be his work ethic. He works crazy hard and probably one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. And in the weight room, he get crazy strong. So just him bringing that mindset, it really elevated most of the guys on the D-line too.
All right, John, then Matt.
Demarcus, I remember when we talked about you back in JUCO. I mean, you were lifting in like a really small weight room. I mean, very humble, I guess, conditions. What was your off season like? In terms of, did you go back to Kansas? I mean, how much work do you feel like you've been able to actually get in to get stronger, and how do you handle that whole process?
Yeah, I went back home to just work. I have a coach there, his DB coach. So he worked with my footwork a lot on our high school field when we could because of all the COVID situations. But just having him be able to help me there and was tremendous. And all the weight rooms are closed, so I had to do the old-fashioned country workouts with the hay bales and stuff. So.
All right, Matt and Paul.
Hey, Demarcus. Obviously, you came in kind of late last year, played that 1 year at JUCO, but really made obviously a big impact for the defense. After you went back and watched the film and talked, went over with the coaches, what were some of the things that you saw that you really liked and some things you felt like you need to get better this year?
I really just like my aggressiveness, just playing with the chip on my shoulder, just going nonstop. Something I could really work on is probably my footwork. That's kind of where I was lacking with getting like certain movements here and there and just making that crisp. And I think this off season we had, I've gotten tremendously better at it. So I'm just ready to show it out there.
All right, Paul, and then John, last one.
Hey, thanks for the time. Real quick, earlier today, Sean Clifford talked about the issues that the IU defense poses for them. When you look at them on film, what are some things that stand out to you on Penn State's offense?
They got some pretty talented guys, so we just need to stay focused on the fundamentals. But some of them, their stances, they kind of give away a lot, like either it's run or pass or outside zone to the strong side, outside zone to the weak side. So just being able to read their stances and their cues, I think that's the biggest strength we need to use.
All right, John, last one, and then we'll get Reese.
I just wanted to follow up on the hay bales. Was this at like a farm or is this at your house what is that like, I guess, going through that type of workout?
It was at my house, and my grandma has a farm too, so I could have went there, but it's just really long, taxing because of the heat with the sun and all that. It's just, I don't really know how much they weigh. I heard like 120 pounds, but I heard a whole bunch of different stories, but just, you really feel it. I don't know why it feels heavier than some of the weights here, but it definitely does.